Hello, Space Fairies. My cat fell out of the window. Like 4 years ago, sure, but still. Allow me to set the scene. It's a Sunday in summer and also just happens to be the hottest day of the year. I've been rehearsing for a musical I'm about to be in, and because it's nearly opening night, rehearsals are pretty long. 9 hours long to be precise, and nothing but tap dancing. So I get home from my 9-hour rehearsal on the hottest day of the year, and I climb the 4 flights of stairs to my apartment. The sun is still very much shining, and I am exhausted, so the second I get through my front door, I take off my shoes and my bra and change into a very short, very light summer dress, and it's basically a nightie, and then I throw open all the windows in the flat. Now my cat Kiki, for all the usual reasons, is an indoor cat, and she's just very used to sitting on windowsills and watching the world go by without ever trying to participate or interact with it. So as usual, she goes to sit on a windowsill and I go to make a cup of tea. It is as I return to the living room that I am just in time to witness an incredibly light breeze blow my cat out of the window. The panic, it's pretty immediate. The window in question is 4 floors up, and directly beneath it is this construction site, because we lived above a 24-hour corner shop with a slightly dodgy reputation, and they've been just slowly demolishing their own courtyard over the course of about 2 years. So I run to the window and I see Kiki, my cat, below. She's unharmed, but kind of in shock and trapped in a building site belonging to slightly dubious shop owners. So I call to my flatmate and I instruct him to just keep watching her from the window and call me if she moves. And that's when, without putting on any shoes or a bra, I run downstairs to the shop in my slightly see-through, very short summer dress. And then I burst through the shop doors and I'm like, "Hi guys, I know you're probably a front for something, but my cat fell into your building site and I just want to go and get her, if that's okay." And to their credit, they were incredibly helpful and sympathetic. So they lead me through the back rooms of the shop, including an industrial freezer, which just had these parcels labelled meat, and the word meat was in quotation marks, so there's that. And then I go out into the courtyard, and I look up and I can see my flatmate, and he's waving and pointing to where Kiki is, so I go near to where she landed, and sure enough, there she is. And I see her from this short distance, but here's the thing about Kiki. Outside of the context of our own home, she just straight up does not recognise me, so she sees me coming and she runs for it. She jumps over the nearest fence, and guess where that leads? Into the locked playground of the adjoining school. So, I walk round to the front of the school, which is obviously very closed and vacant on a Sunday, and I just come to terms with the fact that now the only thing between me and my terrified cat is just a casual 7-foot-high barbed wire perimeter wall. Yay! And guys, I'll be honest with you, that is the day I realised I was gonna have to break into a school. So, here's what then happened. I'm by the wall, staring up at it as my downstairs neighbour, she comes home from wherever she was, and rather than be alarmed that the millennial who lives above her is trying to scale a school wall barefoot, she's just like, "Would you like some help?" So I tell her the situation and she runs to get a ladder. She just has, because apparently, after a certain age, you just end up owning a ladder. She comes back and I climb up the ladder and I reach the top and I hoist myself up, and that's when I have to just very carefully step over the barbed wire at the top, and I've got maybe inches of space either side to stand on, but the word precarious does not even come close. Now, I had a ladder to get up. I did not have a ladder to get down. And we decided between myself and the mature grown-up mother of 2 who was helping me break and enter that hoisting the ladder up and over the wall to the other side would probably be too risky. So I want to pause for a second to also mention that I did live on a main road. So a lot of people saw this happening and they did not call the police. So this is as much on them as it is on me. So there I am. I'm on top of the wall that Sunday summer evening, knowing the only way down is going to be to jump barefoot, so I did, and yes, it hurt. And then I walk through the playground and I find my cat hiding in a sports shed in the corner of the playground, so I call up to my flatmate to bring down her cat carrier, which he then, with the help of my neighbour, lowers over the wall. And for a cat who had already endured so much that afternoon, it was surprising that what she was then scared of the most was going into her own cat basket. And then, as soon as she was inside, the tiny, adorable little moron fell asleep. I find and wheel over this large dustbin so that I could then stand on it and reach over the wire enough to hand Kiki in her box to my flatmate, and then he just ferries her inside to safety and she's fine. Kiki is home. End of her saga. I'm still very much on what is technically a crime scene. So from the bin to the top of the wall, I just had to scrabble my way up, but I got there. And in the end, my neighbour helped me down the ladder on the other side. And I don't remember at any point there being loads of broken glass about, but there must have been because my feet were suddenly full of it. Anyway, tired, bleeding, scratched up from barbed wire, having just broken into a school, climbing a wall, and said tap dancing, I make my way back to the flat. I thank my neighbour, I help her carry the ladder back, and I limp with relief into my house. And then I see her. Yep, there she is. There's my cat, sitting on the windowsill.